Well, hello and welcome to yet another live stream of me playing various video games. Today, I wanted to focus on. I decided that I wanted to, out of the new Pokemon that were uh, added to the Pokédex with the advent of Isle of Armor, I wanted to kind of like I know that their reveal is going to shake up what the normal competitive Pokemon uh, have been for Sword and Shield. In other words, the 105 that they've added to the Pokedex are going to be a big game changer, and so I wanted to focus on one of them. I wanted to focus on Kingdra, who's a Water Dragon type, and so today's stream is going to be about catching its evolutionary form of Horsey in the wild, and then breeding that to get a perfect Horsey, which we can then evolve into eventually a Kingdra. So what I wanted to do, so basically, I'm going after Modest Nature with Swift Swim as its ability, and then everything else I can add later. Its moveset, its held item, all this kind of stuff. But basically, for all intents and purposes, we're trying to just catch any old Horsey in the wild. Now, where is it in the wild? If we take a look at our Pokedex, in the Isle of Armor, Horsey, if we look at its habitat, is in this area up here, which is called, I think it's called the Insular Isles. So I'm already up there, just to kind of make it easy. And so we're going to go catch us a Horsey. Oh, and then I also didn't want to use one that I've already caught, because I wanted this one to be caught in a dive ball. And when you breed Pokemon, you're also they also pass down the ball that they've been caught in, which is kind of a cute little visual. And the dive ball is a blue wavy kind of ball that I think is quite appropriate for Horsey. So let's see if we can spot one and catch one. What's out here? That's a Wingull. We don't want that. Where are you, Horsey? There's one. Oops. So let's see right off the bat if I can catch him on a lucky, well, her on a lucky catch here. Well, looks like it. That's a critical capture. Okay, well, that was easy. So now we have a Horsey. And Horsey will be added to my party. So let's take, just out of curiosity, let's take a look at what this Horsey has to offer us. Well, one thing that I'm noticing already is it carries its own dragon scale, which is really cool. That means it's going to be ready to evolve into Kingdra as soon as he levels up to Seadra, and then I trade him with somebody. Because in order to evolve Horsey into its eventual final evolution, you have to trade it with somebody while it's holding a dragon scale, so that just saves me time finding a dragon scale. It has one. As for its stats, its HP is its only high stat, which is at a very good level. Everything else is fairly meh. So that's one of the reasons why, and it also has the ability that I want, Swift Swim. So that's the reason why we breed them, is because we want all of those to say best. And I just happen to have a perfect Modest Ditto that I'm going to breed this Horsey with, and hopefully it'll pass off those nice tasty stats. So this is going to be probably a very boring stream, because it's going to be me just hatching eggs over and over and over, and taking the best one and then putting that into the Pokemon nursery and then making more eggs until everything becomes best. But this is my stream, and I can do what I want. So, let's go ahead and put Zero Aura back to where he came from. And we'll keep Horsey there. And then we'll find my modest... Modesto. We'll find them. Put them here. They're carrying an Everstone. And actually, I'm going to want... Yeah, I'm going to want him to carry... I'm going to want him to actually carry an Everstone? No, I want him to carry a Destiny Knot. That's what it is. I want him to carry a Destiny Knot, which guarantees that out of the parents' 12 combined stats, these over here that start at very good and end in a decent speed, combined with the 6 best stats that the Ditto has, there's a chance that 5 of those stats will pass off to the offspring. And so we're hoping that 5 of those will be best eventually. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to throw the dragon scale into the bag and then give her a Destiny Knot, if I can find where I put them. There they are. Okay. So now Horsey is holding a Destiny Knot, and now what I want to do is travel to the nursery. So, let's go to the town map. Let's go back to the mainland, and let's hit up this nursery here. I think I may already have a Ditto in this nursery of a different nature, so I'm going to take them out and... Oh, it looks like she's even holding an egg from the last thing that I was trying to breed. So, I'd like to take my Pokemon back. Oh, I was breeding Grookies, that's right. Because I was trying to get perfect hidden ability Grookies. So, for now, we'll just curtail that. We'll grab Grookie. We'll grab my... Oh man, I'm having a hard time with my katakana. Oh, Jolly. Giari. I'll grab my Jolly Ditto. And then we'll go back here. And for now, we'll just put Grookie and this Ditto back. So that Ditto can go back. This Grookie can... I'll just put this Grookie here for now. Okay. So now that she has 2 free slots, let's go ahead and leave the Ditto with the Everstone here. And this Ditto, by the way, if we check its summary, this Ditto has a... So this Ditto has a modest nature. Modest is a nature that I believe takes away from special attack and or it takes away from attack and boosts special attack. So it robs from one stat to bolster another stat. So it takes away from attack, which Horsey is not going to need physical attack prowess, but Horsey will need special attack prowess. So modest is a good nature for it to have. Out of curiosity. Okay, this Horsey that I caught in the sea has a calm nature, so we're definitely going to want to get rid of that. So this Ditto holding an Everstone will always pass its nature to the offspring. So that always passes the nature. The Everstone or the Destiny Knot always passes 5 of the total 16 stats, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab Horsey, we're going to grab the Ditto, we're going to spend our breeding fee. Okay. And now, we ride around in circles until she crosses her arms, which means that she's holding an egg. So, Here we go. Riding around in circles. And this is what is going to be the majority of this video. She's holding an egg. We'll take that egg. I'm just going to let her give me several of these eggs because you really don't know what you're going to get. 5 of the bad stats could pass. But basically, if we get a horsey that has any stat that says best, we're going to replace the horsey in the nursery with that new horsey so that now we have 7 best stats to choose from. Then 8 best stats to choose from. Then 9 best stats, etc., etc. Higher likelihood of 5 of those bests transferring over to transferring to an egg. And then if we're lucky, having that 6th random stat also be best. And that'll be our perfect horsey. So we have 2 eggs so far. Three. Now, I'm not sure... So, Kingdra is eventually a water dragon dual type. I can't remember if Horsey is water dragon to start or not. I think it might just be water. If it is, then that means that these eggs should hatch in pretty short order. Dragon eggs take twice as long to hatch, typically. And I don't want to be here all night. But I'm also on vacation, so what else do I have to do? Okay, so far we've got 5 eggs. Okay. So now that we've got 5 eggs, let's just ride around for a bit until they hatch. Which should be any moment. Okay. The reason why I'm riding around is because eggs will hatch after you've taken a certain number of steps, and riding a bike adds to those steps a lot quicker. Okay, there's our first horsey. Might as well check that one out. Okay, so this horsey has 3 best stats already. Attack, special attack, and speed. So already this is a much better replacement for the horsey than the wild horsey that we currently have in the nursery. That'll mean that the Destiny Knot will have now 9 best stats to choose from and 3 non-best. So that one's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and set this horsey aside. We'll let the other eggs hatch just in case any are better. And they should all be hatching within fairly short order of each other. Pretty successively. Okay, here's the next one. Let's see how that goes. This horsey only has 2 good stats, or 2 best stats, so we'll go ahead and release that one into the wild, as cruel as that sounds. Here's the third. And the other thing I wanted to point out, like I said before, was if we go into the details, see in the that way in the upper right corner, where it says Horsey and the female symbol, note the Pokeball that's right next to it. So this Horsey inherited the dive ball that the parent was caught in. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to catch a fresh Horsey out there on the water. So this one also has 3 stats that are perfect. Let's compare them side by side. They've each got the 3 stats that the other one didn't. That's funny. Okay. So now we'll just hatch these final 2. And eventually the best one will replace the parent that's at the nursery right now. We'll keep the Ditto, but we'll replace the Horsey. Okay, let's see what that one has for us. Oh, wow. We've already got 5 perfect stats. Okay, so this one's definitely a keeper. And we can go ahead and get rid of these 2. This one has the ability Sniper, but because there's a 50% chance of it being Sniper or Swift Swim, I'm not too concerned about that. It also has a hidden ability, a third ability that's hidden, that unfortunately we cannot catch in the wild. We would have to catch Horsey in a raid, assuming that there are Horsey raids, and then a certain percentile of catches from the raids would be a hidden ability Pokemon. But the one that I want to breed just needs Swift Swim. And if it has Sniper, we can use an ability capsule on it to switch it to its other ability. So again, I'm not too concerned about that. This game makes it really, really easy to breed Pokemon, which I'm very thankful for. So I'm going to go ahead, without even looking at what that next egg is, I'm going to go ahead, assuming I can make it back to the nursery before it hatches, I'm going to go ahead and swap out... Oh, too late. I was going to go ahead and swap out the original Horsey that we caught with that 5 perfect stat one. Out of curiosity, let's see what you've got. And that only has 1 perfect stat, so pretty night and day there. Okay, so out of that batch of 5 eggs, we were able to get one that has 5 perfect stats. Combined with Ditto's 6 perfect stats, the Destiny Knot will pass 5 of those 11 perfect stats onto its offspring. And the reason that we're breeding with a Ditto is because Ditto can breed with pretty much everything. I did not mean to grab that egg. So one of our eggs is going to be kind of crappy. So let's take back that Horsey. We'll leave the Ditto there. We'll go into the Pokemon. And I'm going to transfer the Destiny Knot to the new one. I'm going to go ahead and very callously release the Horsey that we caught. And then our new little level 1 baby Horsey with the ball, with the correct dive ball, and also, really, the correct nature, because this is a modest one as well. We're going to go ahead and put her into the nursery. Okay. Now, we're going to have a lot of 4 and 5 perfect stat offspring from this pairing. But, if we're lucky, we'll have one with 6 perfect stats. And that will be our objective here on out. We're going to be releasing a lot of little horsies into the wild. Unless we're very, very lucky. Seeing if I have any comments. Nothing yet. Okay. There's an egg. She was being kind of stingy. Well, generally what I like to do is just kind of build up a surplus of eggs. So not just the 5 free slots that I have in my party, but if there's overflow, I'll put them in a box that I've called my egg box. I can show you that. So if we take a look, so this box right here is just marked eggs. Like these are all my Dittos, these are my perfect IVs, these are my competitive Pokemon. But I have an empty box here for eggs. I've got 5 eggs here, but since I have this box highlighted, any additional egg that I get from the nursery caretaker will automatically pop into here. And so I try to have a good overload of like 5 eggs in here, at least at any given time, so that once all 5 that are in my party hatch, I just swap them out completely with 5 fresh eggs and then continue on from there. And then they'll all hatch at the same time as well. Like in immediate successive order. Here's that one egg that I accidentally grabbed instead of discarded. This is still from the original parent. But who knows, we might get lucky with that one too. But I'll check on all 5 of those after they've all 5 hatched. And unfortunately, we cannot skip this animation, so you just kind of have to live with it. Okay, how many is that so far? That is 3 of the 5, okay. And this should be the 5th one. So 4 of these have a pretty good chance of having 6 perfect stats. If one does, we will have been extremely lucky, but let's go ahead and check. So, oh, I still need to wait for one more egg to hatch. Sorry about that. I thought all 5 had hatched. Okay, here's the 5th one. Alright, so... that one has no perfect stats whatsoever, so that's, bye-bye. This one has 5, but the parent already has 5, so we can go ahead and release him. 4. 5. And 4. So no good luck there. So we'll go ahead and... put these 5 in here. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was we've got Volcarona in here as our lead Pokemon. You always have to have a single Pokemon in the party in order to even run around in this game. You cannot run around with an empty party. Volcarona is acting as kind of my incubation Pokemon. Volcarona has an ability called Flame Body. Flame Body will reduce the amount of steps needed to hatch an egg by half. Basically, the eggs are nice and toasty and warm against Volcarona's Flame Body, and so they hatch a lot faster. So that's why I'm keeping Volcarona in the party. Previously, it was the Charcoal Pokemon, but Volcarona has kind of historically always been my incubation Pokemon. So as soon as Volcarona became available in Isle of Armor, I swapped Charcoal out for my cute little Firebug. So Volcarona is taking on nanny duties, and we've got 5 fresh eggs in there, so let's go ahead and continue our circle. Come on, give me an egg. Quiet night tonight. Not a lot of comments out there. I guess it's because nobody's watching. Oh well. Okay, so now these 5 will hatch back to back. And then we'll check out what their stats are. Okay, all 5 have hatched. Let's see where we're at. So 5 more perfect stats. We are looking for 6. We're looking for the perfect horsey. Looks like the sniper ability sure got passed down a lot. Maybe I should swap it out for a for the other ability once I find one. Okay, on to the next 5. As part of my staycation on Sunday evening, I decided that I was going to finally binge watch the Amazon Prime original series Tales from the Loop, which I'd been reading about for quite a while, ever since it was announced, and is based on basically a coffee table art book that was given to me one year by David, of the same name, Tales from the Loop. And it's basically art that is kind of sort of pastoral Swedish art by a Swedish artist. Wintertime landscapes, hillsides, scenic vistas. And then he has this style of retrofuturism, especially in a state of decay and neglect, where he'll just insert like broken down robots or lots of piles of cables and piping in a scene that shows maybe like a partial winter thaw, or kids pulling on a sleigh or a toboggan or something like that. And this Netflix series, where the art is based in Sweden in the original art book, the Netflix series is based in a town in Ohio, and it includes all of this stuff. And it's not really, it's mostly just taken for granted. It's there in the background, but some of these objects are central to the various stories as well. But what was interesting for me, without giving away any spoilers, was how true those objects were to the original art, which I was very impressed by that. And I would say that probably about, I don't know, a good half of what was depicted in my art book actually shows up in the series across its 8 episodes. I thought that was very interesting. Stylistically, I would describe it as kind of like a mix of... There are elements of Stranger Things in the sense that there's like this early 80s aesthetic with lots of tans and browns and avocados and different shades like that. Corded rotary phones, not high technology at all. Very boxy cars and things. And so it's got the elements of Stranger Things in there. The mood of the episodes, they explore some fairly dark themes. There's not a lot of happy endings. Lots of lessons learned. Almost like morality tales. modern day Aesop's fables, really. And in that sense, I find it to be a lot like Black Mirror. Not as dark. Definitely not as dark as Black Mirror. Not as bleak. I guess maybe bleak in its own sense, but more of a family-friendly bleak, if that's a thing. But it's also very deliberately slow-paced and meditative, and in that regard, I find it very similar to an anime that we frequently use as a cure for insomnia called Mushishi. The musical score for Tales from the Loop is... I haven't looked it up, but it sounds an awful lot like Philip Glass. Very electronic and repetitive. Very backgroundy, where you really have to focus on it to even realize that the music is there. And that repetition and the slow nature and the ambiance puts a very contemplative and meditative quality onto the whole show, which I quite like. So anyway, so a show that could ostensibly be a cure for insomnia, I actually binged it across 8 hours and was wide awake the whole time, so I quite enjoyed it. I do hope that there's a second season to it. If there's not, they didn't really... There was no cliffhanger. I just love the aesthetic of it. It's really beautiful. I'm kind of a nut for retrofuturism anyway. It's one of the reasons why I love the Fallout games, as buggy as they are. I'll still play them because I love the retrofuturism design. Leave it to Beaver with nuclear power. Or what if June Cleaver had a kitchen assistant robot? Kind of like the B9. I think it's the B9. Or Robbie the Robot. Robbie the Robot from... Was it Plan 9 from Outer Space? I think so. Anyway. Nobody's watching my videos, so nobody can correct me. Alright, let's see what this batch of 5 gives us. This should be the final one. Alright, let's see what we got here. 4 perfect stats, release. 4 perfect stats, release. 4, release. 5, release. And 4, release. Okay. I mean, to be honest, I didn't really expect much of a result that was, you know, too far from this. I figured that we'd be at this for a while. I've spent a long time hatching eggs in this game. That's one of the reasons why I'm close to... how many hours? Almost 800 hours of playtime. That's one of the reasons why. Another reason why is because I have fallen asleep with this game running, so a lot of those nearly 800 hours could be removed in perhaps 8-hour-long chunks of when I was just crashed. But I've still sunk hundreds of hours into this game. And we'll probably sink many more in, now that we're in what looks like to be a multi-year quarantine. Okay. I'm hoping that this video will be kind of educational for people who have never really gone into the realm of Pokemon breeding before. Now, granted, I am taking quite the shortcut with having these perfect Dittos, because that gives me quite the leg up. But there are ways of catching Dittos in this game where you can get at least 3, sometimes 4 perfect stats from that Ditto. And then eventually what you want to do is breed a male and female variant of the Pokemon that you're trying to breed. Basically getting rid of the Ditto entirely, now that you have parents who have increasing good stats, and then just start breeding them together. The Ditto really is only there to kind of jumpstart the breeding process, as well as to be able to help pass down the right nature that you want for all your offspring, using the Everstone. But once a parent has the nature that you want, you can go ahead and give that parent the Everstone, and it'll just operate the exact same way. My Dittos are there to give me a big leg up on, by having the 6 perfect stats and the ability that I want. Or nature that I want, rather. Oops. So let's check out this latest batch. 4... 5 with Swift Swim, so I might swap out the one that I've got. 4 and 4. Oops. So even though I've got 10 eggs from this parent that's already in there, I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the parents, because this one has the Swift Swim ability. And I was saying that it's a 50-50 chance for the nature to be passed down, but I think it's favoring the nature of the parent. So, I'm going to take back the parent. I'm saying nature, I meant ability. I'm going to take back the parent that has the sniper ability, because that's not the ability that I want to pass down. So this one has sniper, but this one has swift swim, and that's the one that I want. So we're going to go ahead and take the destiny knot and give it to this one. Then we'll go ahead and release this Pokemon. And then just to verify, same Pokeball, modest nature. So far, so good. So we're going to go ahead and give this new Horsey to the nursery. And then we'll go ahead and fill up our 5 empty slots with... Oops. I got it. Keep hitting all the wrong buttons. With 5 more eggs. And here we go. Another thing is, you'll notice that my Dittos have Japanese names. That means that these are Dittos that I got from somebody who has a Japanese version of the game. And if you have 2 Pokemon that are breeding together at the nursery, the chance for them to produce an egg... The greatest chance of them producing an egg is if they are Pokemon from the same species. If they are Pokemon from totally different species, the rate of when eggs become available is a lot slower. There are a few things that mitigate that, however. One of those things is having something called an oval charm, which you get as a prize in the game, and that increases the number of eggs that Pokemon will produce. But another reason is, another way to make it possible is by having 2 Pokemon that are breeding together be from different game regions. So my Horsey is obviously from a US version of this game, an America's version of this game, whereas the Ditto that it's breeding with is from Japan. So that increases the likelihood of it laying eggs, or the rate at which it lays eggs. So that's another reason. And then another reason is that if you have Pokemon from different regions that are breeding, it also increases their shiny likelihood of getting a shiny variant as one of the offspring. It's still ridiculous odds, but I think it's something like 1 in 512 are the best odds of getting a shiny Pokemon. You have to get the shiny charm for having a complete Pokedex, as well to increase the odds of getting a shiny Pokemon. Okay. See what this latest batch of 5 has for us. 4 by 4 by 5 with Swift Swim. 5, but 1 with a no good stat, which is the lowest stat you can possibly have. And 4. So far, lots of 5s and lots of 4s. But that's what we expected. If we get 6, we will have been quite lucky. I mean, we will eventually get it. The law of averages holds true here. How long that can take is anyone's guess. I did the exact opposite of this with a Magikarp once. Magikarp being notoriously the worst Pokemon in the Pokemon universe. So I decided to breed the worst of the worst. I wanted a Magikarp that had 6 no good stats. And you basically follow this same kind of procedure. Unfortunately, I didn't have a Ditto that had 6 no good stats, so I did have to start from scratch. And eventually I created a Magikarp that had absolutely no useful stats whatsoever. In fact, I think I even gave it the worst nature it possibly could have as well. Or at least a nature that gave no bonuses to anything. So I do have a Magikarp in storage that is completely and utterly useless. Oh, and another reason why I wanted to go fishing for Horsey today, not just because I wanted one in the dive ball, but apparently there are access issues to Pokemon Home right now. I tried to log in and transfer one of my old Horsies into this game, but it said that they were undergoing emergency maintenance, so my entire living Pokedex is there, and I'm a little bit nervous. I love the fact that the people who joined and then quickly left are all people who wouldn't know a thing about Pokemon. Okay, let's see. I haven't seen any of my gamer buddies join yet. Okay, so Sniper 4, nope. Swift Swim 5. We're looking for Swift Swim 6. Sniper 5. Sniper 4. And Sniper 4. This is also in previous years and in previous Pokemon games. This has also been what I will do for the Extra Life Gaming Marathon, which is a pledge to play games for 24 hours straight, or at least for 24 hours. You can split it up into shifts, but generally speaking, I do a 24-hour shift. And that shift usually comprises me breeding Pokemon. It's the most boring thing, but people can count on me to actually keep my pledge of doing it because I can and have bred Pokemon for 24 hours straight. It is something that is well within my ability to do. Quite easily. Because honestly, I lose track of time doing this. Like, I was thinking that I would only do maybe like a 1-hour stream. Like I've basically been doing. I think my Elite Dangerous stream was twice that long, but I can see this going beyond an hour, and it probably already has. But I lose track of time doing this stuff. I don't think I have any way of checking how long I've been live. No. No, I can't really tell how long I've been live yet. That's funny, though. I'm sure it's been a good hour. My beer is already lukewarm, so... Okay, here's our next batch. See how we do. Well, it said I started the stream about an hour ago, so I guess it has been close to an hour. Okay, latest batch. 5 of Swift Swim. Oops. I hate it when I click the wrong buttons. There we go. 5 with Swift Swim, bye-bye. 4 with Swift Swim, bye-bye. 4 with Sniper. 4 with Sniper. And 4 with Swift Swim. Come on, 6. Sorry, just texting somebody. Okay. Okay. There's that patch. 5 with Swift Swim. Another 5 with Swift Swim. 4. 4. And 5 with Swift Swim. Am I looking for a shiny horsey? It's quicker to release them from the bank. I'm not necessarily looking for a shiny horsey. I'm trying to breed a perfect horsey. If I happen to get a shiny horsey, then that'll be cool. But I was also having... The bank looked like it was having maintenance issues earlier. I haven't checked since then, but I was having login issues on both my phone and on the Switch. But no, I'm breeding a competitive Kingdra right now. Okay. Let's see if we have any luck this time. Five with sniper. 4 with swift swim. 5 with swift swim. Another 5 with swift swim. 4 with swift swim. Okay. Lady Luck is not on our side tonight. So here we go. Another attempt. Okay, here we go. Okay, according to YouTube, I started this stream 73 minutes ago. It does not feel like it. Okay, please be a 6. 5 with sniper. Nope. 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 And nope. I do wish there was a way in this game where you could see how many eggs you've hatched. I know that you can in previous games. And I think there's a way for your friends to see it? If they look you up somehow, I'm not sure how they would do that. I don't think it's through the trainer card. It's through something. It's through some view. I can't remember what it is, but I wish they'd open that up to our own data. Give me an egg. Come on. This is another reason why I like to stockpile. Just in case they take their own sweet time giving me eggs. Because then by the time they start hatching in my party, I'll still have a 5 to replace them once that's complete. I'll probably stop streaming at about 9:30 or so. Just wanted to give you guys the gist of what Pokemon breeding is like. Well, in that box that I've got called Perfect IVs, there's probably a good 20 different Pokemon in there that I've undergone this exact same process with. Each and every one of them they have 6 perfect IVs, and I had to go through this exact breeding process to get them. And then sometimes what I'll do is I will take that very first perfect one that I get and put that in the nursery, and then I have 12 total perfect stats for the Destiny Knot to choose from, which gives me, I think it's like a 1 in 30 chance of getting yet another perfect Pokemon. So I have spent extra time getting extra perfect ones, you know, for my friends or just to store in the bank or whatever. But like, just for example, if we go into my boxes here. So these are all the perfect IV ones. All of these here, I went through that whole breeding process for, which is what I'm trying to do for this one horsey. Okay, nothing good there. That's 5, but we're looking for 6. So what I'm doing is basically releasing what we call the Breejects. Breed rejects, Breejects. Okay, I'll do 1 or 2 more rounds of 5, and then I'm going to call it good for the evening. I mean, I'll still probably keep going, but I don't want this video to run over long. Because you get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. And even if you don't see it, I will eventually make it there. Unless Lady Luck is really very kind to me in the next 5 minutes. Please be a 6. Please be a 6. Just be a 6. Five with sniper. 5 with swift swim. 4. 5. There it is. 6 with swift swim. All right. We did it. We broke the law of averages. There it is. With the correct nature and all that stuff. So here is a perfect stat horsey. With the modest nature that I want. The 6 perfect IVs. And swift swim. So with 2 minutes to spare, this that was perfect. That was perfect. Okay. Well, I do have to hatch the rest of these eggs, but I can do that offline. So that's the process, guys. It only took what does YouTube say? It only took oh, it's not showing us anymore. Well, it only took longer than 75 minutes. That's not too bad. Now, if I'm really lucky, one of these remaining, what is it, 12, 13, 14? One of these remaining 14 eggs will be a shiny one. Wouldn't that be grand? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, but thank you for joining me. We got our perfect horsey from ocean to breeder, whatever. Anyway, I'm pretty happy. Yay! All right, talk to you guys later. See you. Oh, and don't forget to like or subscribe. I always forget to say that. Bye.